Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is, of course, Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021, and it is day 2 of Prime Day on Amazon. Oh boy, I heard a mew, a meow behind me. Sounded like a dolly, but I don't know where she is, what she is doing, etc. That's the piano. Hi. Hello, piano. Doing well, working for me at the moment. So, with it still being Prime Day, I was looking up additional things, trying to find anything else after yesterday morning, where I purchased an updated model of a Kindle Fire HD. I have upgraded officially now from my 6th generation Fire HD 8 to the 11th generation Fire HD 10 Plus, which is going to be a big difference because it is a upgraded CPU and upgraded GPU and a way more memory and a bigger screen with a higher resolution. It's just going to be better all around. And I chose to get the 10 as opposed to the most recent model of the 8 because for whatever reason, the most recent models of the 8 still use the exact same processor, only clocked a little bit faster, as my 5-year-old, 6th generation Kindle Fire HD. It's the exact same model of CPU, just clocked a little bit faster. And it has, 3 gigs of RAM or 2 gigs of RAM, depending on which 8 you get. It's not good. It's just not good enough of a difference between what I had and what they have now for the 8. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to get the 10 because it's an appreciable difference. And I'm tired of reading and scrolling up and having the page like hitch on me. The device hitches on occasion while I'm trying to read, and it takes me out of the experience entirely. So I ordered that yesterday. There's a huge discount, of course, on all of the Amazon devices. There's also discounts on oddly enough, of all things, on oral hygiene products from various brands. So I took the opportunity to order additional toothbrush heads for my electric toothbrush. I have an Oral-B, whatever number, whatever professional care electric toothbrush that I've really needed new brush heads for it. So with it being on sale for Prime Day, I decided, you know what, let's get 5. A pack of 5 for like $25. That's on sale. They're normally over $40. They are very, very expensive. And while I was at it, I also ordered, for the first time ever, I have no idea how this is going to go, but I ordered a water flossing machine because they were on sale for $40, down from like $70 or $80 for that specific type, and I got it in a nice blue color. We'll see how that thing goes. We shall see. You know, I drink a lot of coffee around here, and I need to take better care of my teeth. So that is going to arrive Friday with the replacement toothbrush heads, and tomorrow I will be getting the Kindle Fire HD 10 Plus. Oh boy, what a name! What a name! And then I'll have to make sure that everything is set up and put onto the new device and all of that good stuff. It'll be a time getting all of that sorted. So, Sea Block C block, C block, C block. Since the last stream, I have done a lot. You can immediately see I've done this right here. Added this to the mall, and you may notice in the mini map up here, there's been some changes. I have removed quite a few things from the former main bus. All of the stuff that I was producing here has been replaced with stuff that is on my train network. So I finally got around to removing all of it now that I have decent robots with which to do it. Of which I now have on my bot network 7,459 logistics bots and 8,352 construction bots. I am short by about 500,000 construction bots compared to what I want to have on my network. I, in fact, want all of the bots I can get for construction bots on my network, but very specifically because we're playing Sea Block. And my plan is to use the robots to expand for me my landmass. This may look a little bit different compared to where we ended the last stream. On our map view here. I'm also in the map view, barely getting more than 1x speed at this point while in map view, and that's not even with all of the robots operating at once. I've also picked up most of the blue techs. This is the final 3 blue techs before I don't have tech anymore to chew through. So that's a thing. It's been a little bit of time. I'm at 310 hours at ×2/1.5/1, depending on how zoomed out I am on this base. So, yeah, we're gonna have to go through all of the things that I've done before we really get started for the day. So sit back and relax. Get yourself whatever you want to drink at the moment, and, yeah. This may take a bit. So, I have set up a straight rail section that is very precisely, it has a very precise length to it to be the length between my intersections. And on this blueprint, I have 2 level 3 roboports, as well as a bunch of level 3 charging pads. This is actually very important to have all of these charging pads. And as I go, what I've been doing is I've been laying down each of these pieces in between so that I could get roboports placed to extend the range of my construction zone so that I can simply make this huge, make that as big as I can, and then it's a very, very simple matter. Let's get a line right there, and then head on over this way. Just place the ghost entities down across the whole thing here, and connect it up with the actual land right below. And as you might expect, this does use a rather large amount of robots, as well as a large amount of landfill, which is why I have additional landfill being produced. I have devoted an entire square to producing landfill. Oops. That's a little far. Undo! Undo! There we go. So I should have a swarm of construction bots heading over there to place a thing. I need air. I need fan. Fan has not been on. I need fan now. It's very warm. I am quite warm right now. So this section is what is producing the landfill. I have a little bit of washing for mud happening, and it is producing me a whole bunch of landfill. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these units going on. So that's what again? That's how many washers? How many washers is this? It is 640 level 2 washers washing for mud that is being converted into landfill. Grass landfill, very specifically. You can see all those construction bots going out and performing their mission of expanding the base northwards. I currently have like 5 completely free squares to work with that we will be working with today. But outside of that'll be once I finish covering all of the absolutely everything that has happened in the base. I'm going to turn off the logistics network, and I'm going to turn off the bots as well for now, because we need to actually have a look at what's gone on with the base. This is new. This is a gigawatt of power, I hope. It is a new layout for power. It's the same processes that we've been doing the entire time. It makes pellets and then converts the pellets into power with level 3 steam engines now. I have been upgrading all of my infrastructure to level 3 / tech level 3, the equivalent level of technology for some buildings. Some buildings is level 2, some buildings is level 1, but otherwise this individual unit makes 100, and there are 10 of those in a square. 100 megawatts net, I think that's net anyway, but I could be a little off about that. I had it in a plan here. It's 108 for the unit at the cost of 18.4. So less than 100, but whatever. Whatever, like 90 blah, 90 blah. A lot. I have 2 of them set up. And I have what was here was another set of stuffs, power, I guess, other power. I have replaced it with these. And down here, I have set up dedicated charcoal. Why? Because I felt like it, and because I kept seeing that I wasn't fully utilizing a lot of the infrastructure that was making the charcoal in locally for various locations, so I just was like, okay. Some instances I'll do it, like with the creation of mineral sludge. I'll keep that local, but if I need more, I'll just bring it in by train, especially if I need, like, carbon. I will just bring it in by train. And over here, I have relocated and expanded my iron plate production. So yeah, a lot of this is going to be bottleneck smashing as we go through here. So as I'm explaining these things, just know that a lot of the stuff I scaled was for a very specific purpose of improving my rate of red circuit generation. And what I noticed with my red circuit production was that, or / lack thereof of red circuit production, was that there was a limitation first on iron plates going into green circuits. So I moved and expanded the iron plates. I was also working on getting the ores for catalysts on the network. because that is the next sort of item on our agenda as we work towards getting into the acids, getting into silver ore, and getting that on the network, as well as a few silver plates, and working on getting into the individual ore sorting for gold and cobalt. That's really our destination, is to get into the individual ore sorting of all of the ores that need flotation and that need leaching, excuse me. We want to get into all of the leaching products, but we sort of need silver ore for a catalyst for making nitric acid that is for rubite leaching that is required for many of the leaching ores. The leaching based ores need quite a bit of rubite for the majority of them, meaning we have to go the route of silver into nitric acid into all of the other flotation stuff. So that nitric acid is going to be the last thing we get. The first ones we do can be sulfuric acid, can be hydrochloric acid. That's one of the easiest, if not the easiest one, to do in terms of overall scale of the harder acids. And then the hydrofluoric can happen pretty much any time as well. But besides that, and then of course silver and nitric, and then we can do our gold and cobalt and anything else. However, I needed/wanted to upgrade my infrastructure to Mark III infrastructure at minimum, which requires getting a very, very healthy supply and production rate of red circuits. And those red circuits use a lot of resources. A lot of resources. Hello and welcome, PY. Welcome. I'm just going over a lot of the things that I did because I did a lot of things between streams here. And so the first bottleneck that I broke down was iron. I redid again the sludge. Why did I redo the sludge again? Because, as it turns out, doing the sludge off of the charcoal filters is actually more efficient than doing it off of the ceramic filters. If not filtering from crystal into mineral. Yeah, so much iron and copper for the red circuits, but this is actually way, way more than what I currently need. The benefit, of course, is that I can now copy this and paste it in any other cell, and I can make just as much iron as this is producing. I don't know exactly how much this is producing. I think it's like over slightly blah. It looks to be less than one red belt, or about one red belt. I don't know. I've lost track. It would improve if I was doing the pellet press processing. But what is new here is that I am doing the refined ore processing for the manganese and the iron. I'm doing the slightly more efficient setup compared to last time, and this slightly more efficient setup on the manganese side requires sulfuric acid. So, even though I transitioned away from the ceramic process that would have required more sulfuric wastewater to be brought in and would have had this infrastructure in it anyway for sulfuric wastewater, I went ahead and just did the transition back to the charcoal and did the stuff for the sulfuric acid for the manganese up here as a separate thing as part of the actual iron plate part of the build. Okay, that's the iron plates, that's the power, that's the charcoal here is the same thing as the power, it just is not converting it into pellets first, and it's making a lot of charcoal. What else? It's also, I've looked at the production, the washing of mud into landfill / grass, and all of my wonderful bots are going out and expanding my base for me. And, of course, going into all of the red circuits, I have expanded the red circuits. I copied what was here for red circuits, pasted it up here, got rid of all the brains stuff, and started working on a dedicated red circuits in here, which I can see is still lacking because of the lack of phenolic boards. As PY just mentioned, hey, it's the phenolics are a bottleneck. Yes, they are. They are absolutely a bottleneck, but phenolics are basically free. It's a small amount of iron, and I am working on expanding my phenolics. I went from one of these to 4 of them, and it's still not enough phenolics. Oh, it apparently is enough phenolics, it's just that my train isn't moving fast enough. I will need to modify the phenolic train to hold a bit more at a time. Yeah, and I set this up to be able to self-start as well, so I can just copy it, paste it down, get the belt lines in. Oh yeah, the belt lines. So another thing to note that I spent a really long time working on is I mentioned everything is now in logistics zone. So there's a problem if you've designed your individual factories having separate logistics zones to then merge them into one causes problems, right? Yeah. So I had to fix the problems as many as I possibly could, because what ends up happening is that originally I had my train stations being operated by the robots on my production train stations, which means that I had requester chests requesting steel, as an example, as well as where the steel is being produced, provider chests that were being loaded with steel up here. Provider chests, requester chests. But I also had at the mall provider chests. So do you see the problem there? If everything is one network, all of the stuff in my mall that's providing all these provider chests at my mall, providing the stuff for the mall, the bots see those as provider chests. And then they see requester chests at the source requesters at the source train station. So they're like, "Oh, hey, you're requesting stuff. We're gonna take the stuff from over here and fly it over here to load a train that brings it back over here. But hey, now this stuff has stuff and this stuff's requesting stuff, so our bots are gonna be taking stuff from here and moving them over here. And then the train's gonna take it from here and move it over here. And just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Times many factories like that. And very quickly, I ended up flooding my base with thousands of logistics bots. I don't really need the thousands of logistics bots. They just happened to happen because there were thousands getting locked up in doing this cycle back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between the provider and requester chests. So I had to go through each and every single location where that was happening and replace all of the logistics chests with belt. And as you can probably see right here, I have upgraded. I have upgraded the belt that I'm generally using. This is a very recent change, as in last night I made this change, so a lot of it is still using red belt. But I have, among all the techs at Blue Science, realized I could get blue transport belts, but B, realized I installed and am using the Ultimate Belts mod for whatever reason. So I have Ultimate Belts, and I have the Ultra Fast, which are 90 items per second. Which are, you know, a little bit faster than 45, and a little bit faster than 30. They're 3 times a red belt. And if I could bring lubricant over, I could make the loaders, the blue loaders, and upgrade them into the ultra-fast loaders. I have this mod because I wanted to test something out. There is a level of loader that loads at a rate greater than 120 units. And I wanted to test a fix that was introduced into the game that would actually allow for loaders to load and unload faster than 120 items per second. There was apparently a fix to this that the developers patched in on one of the patches. I forget which one, but it was after, I think it was after 1.1, one of these patches in 1.1. I haven't had a chance to check this yet, but way back in Pi Alien Life, in the Paidu Valley series, towards the end game, with the Ultimate Belts mod, belts, I noticed and was able to show with the circuit network that loaders from Ultimate Belts, using compatibility with the whatever mod it's called, Deadlocks compact belts and loaders, or compact belt boxes and whatever loaders here. It has compatibility with the Deadlocks, so if you have Deadlocks, you get these loaders. But if you got these loaders, they weren't able to process more than 1 item per lane per tick of the game, and the tick rate is 60 per second. Normally. Of course, it scales with this, with UPS. At times 1 game speed, it's 60 per second, per lane. And this, even if you had a loader that was reporting that it could do 270 items per second, it really couldn't, because it was being limited by the game's mechanic. I think it was tied to a recipe processing, and the recipe could do only 1 item per tick. It could only cycle once per tick, and it was doing 1 item per tick. The change that happened during one of the updates is that I think they made it so that it can process more than 1 item per cycle, recipe cycle, allowing for true speeds on loaders for unloading and loading. So that's the thing I wanted to show at some point here, once we do get access to the even faster logistics stuff. I will note that the Bob's turbo belts exist, as well as Bob's ultimate belts exist. Um, Even at the green level here, they're still slower than these, and they require more stuff. I don't see much use to making these outside of, I need to take these techs to get the better inserters. So I will at least get the better inserters, but because I have the Ultimate Belts mod installed, I will be using those belts. I will not be using Deadlock's belt boxes. I don't really care for the compression at all. I've tried using it with Pyandons where I think it has better value, but generally speaking, I do try to avoid situations where that's necessary. So let's see. This belt is 225. This belt is 180. And this belt should be... it's 135. I will be able to test this here. With this level of belt. It upgrades the greens. Note that this uses an extreme amount of iron. It may seem cheap, but it's not. It's an extreme amount of iron when you actually start adding up the costs as you go down the line. Like by the time you get to the last belt here, these things are requiring speed modules. Okay? These things need speed modules. Level 3 speed modules to make them. They are not cheap once they start needing the speed modules, especially. Although I am noting it's like 1 speed module to 20 belt on the output. However, the underground belt is, 1 speed module for 2, a pair, and 1 speed module per splitter. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of expense. The best I'll be able to go is this red belt until I get modules. But regardless, that's that conversation. I have used them occasionally. Let's see, with these red circuits, that was our original topic, was getting a higher output on the red circuits. Well, it required a bit more throughput of stuff to keep improving the things. I needed, of course, to transition everything to using belt from using bots. Previously, it was all using bots. Now it's all belt. And I noticed I wasn't making enough aluminum plates. So I expanded my aluminum production, and I brought it in by train to keep up with the amount that I need to make the actual red circuits. I did this at the other location as well, because remember I have 2 locations for making red circuits now. And yeah, it looks like I am in fact only limited by the rate at which I get phenolic boards brought in on these red circuits. That's the key limiting factor for this moment in time. What else? What's next? We talk about the expanding of this. Trying to see if there's anything I've neglected big that I've neglected. So I expanded here for more copper coils. I have more copper wire coils. I have an entire square dedicated exclusively to copper coils now. Why do I need so many copper coils? Because, as it turns out, you need a lot of copper coils when making green circuits at scale. Green circuits have drastically expanded. I am making rather large amounts, rather high volume on the green circuits. I have removed as many bottlenecks as I possibly can. Oh gosh. Iron. Hello, iron. Yeah, I think I may need to add another train to iron to keep or expand how much it's moving at a time, because, yep, more iron is needed for greens. And more of the basic circuits, were needed for the greens at scale. So I have expanded the basic circuits out to get these moving at their full speed with all of the red assembling machines, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, now that that's happening, I have enough greens to feed my reds, and I definitely have enough basic boards. I did not expand this into another tile, though, because I had plenty of space to work with here. But yeah, these basic boards were definitely being bottlenecked by my prior insufficient amount of copper coils. So now I have a sufficient amount of copper coils. Alright, from there, we have the aluminium builds. This makes a red belt of plates. This makes a red belt of plates. This actually makes more than a red belt of alumina, and this makes like 20 aluminium ore. They're the same thing, just trimmed for whatever I wanted on the output. I built this by mostly copying from other locations, copying the aluminium build over here, taking my thoughts from these and applying them to a separate build, taking the sludge from here, copying sludge, pasting it down as 3 units, making about 300 per second. It needs 250 per half, because you can probably tell that I copied, rotated, and pasted below the exact same build. So it's essentially the same build, just 2 of it in each square. And each segment makes about 15 plates. And it's doing the processed aluminium processing, because it actually changes jack all compared to the straight up ore processing. It's still using sodium hydroxide to make the stuff. That's like the only difference, is just add that and we're good. And it's of course doing the uncoiling of the sheet coils for the aluminium, so that I can upgrade later to the coolant-based processing. I'd have to bring in base mineral oil to do coolant-based processing. And of course, just copied over here, and trimmed it down to just the alumina. And then over here, trimmed it down all the way to the ore itself. Yeah, it's one of the easiest plus 50% yields, is the aluminium, because it changes nothing of the build. It just adds the one step of making the processed ore, and you're done. That's it. That's all. This recipe is technically a different recipe. It's just swapping out ore for the processed ore. And that's it. Also, yeah, we have salination plants now, as part of the blue science level of tech. So I'm making use of these. I'm making fantastic use of these to get my saline water. These are fantastic. I really like using salination plants. And that pretty much covers it, with one key exception, and that being this. Yeah, I'm making solar panels and accumulators now to try to reclaim some of my performance. That's the only reason, is just try to reclaim some performance. The problem, though, I need silver so that I can get the level 2s, and I definitely want to get the level 3s of the solar panels and accumulators as we go. I can't upgrade the accumulators until we get into the upgraded batteries, but the upgraded panels, solar panels, are simply silver plates. Need to get into silver plates. What's the ratio? I don't really care. I didn't even bother even remotely thinking about a ratio between solar panels and accumulators here. And I am using the high capacity accumulators because they are strictly better than the regular accumulators. Like, I don't understand what the heck. I think it was Bob. I think these are Bob's. No, these are Angels. Oh god, what the hell was Angel smoking? Or is it? Or is it, though? The recipe is changed in some way by Angel's refining, but they are introduced in Bob's power mod. So, whoever touched these, what the hell were you thinking? The accumulator itself is Bob's, so what the hell were you thinking, Bob? So these are in fact the level 2 substations and the small solar panels. So, as it turns out with the solar panels, there is only a difference in power per tile at the level 1 of these solar panels. At the level 2 and the level 3 of the solar panels, there is no difference in power per tile between the small, medium, and large, so I just went with the smalls. So these are the level 1 solar panels. The level 1 solar panels are red, just like the level 1 accumulators are red, because they don't unlock until you are in Mark II land, until you're in the land of green circuits. Think of the land of green circuits is red buildings. In general. Just in general. Although, yeah, this guy here, Pellet Press, see, clay, the land of clay and steel and red circuits, or green circuits, excuse me. The land of clay, steel, and green circuits, those are the red buildings. Once you get into the land of cobalt, steel, and red circuits, and concrete bricks, those are blue buildings. It's really based off of the ingredients rather than the name, the mark level name for this color and pip convention on the buildings. But yeah, for now these are just the level 1s. Once I get the level 2s of the solar panels, the power generation per tile will be 10 kilowatts of power output. At least I think it's 10 per tile. So right now it's 26 2/3 max output across 4 tiles. So divide that number by 4 to get the amount of power per tile. It will go up to 40 kilowatts, or 10 per tile, with small solar panel 2. And then it'll go up, it'll be the equivalent of 15. It'll be 60 kilowatts at the level 3, so 15 per tile. And that is consistent across all solar panel 2s, and it will be consistent across all solar panel 3s to be 15 per tile. Meow. How's Dolly? Come on. Papa. The baby. Hey, baby. Hey, a pen. Come on. Come on, Dolly. Do you have to use a different pen? How about this pen? You want to come up? Where's my dolly? Where's Dolly? Come on. Folks want to see the dolly. Woo-woo. She's looking. She's looking, but she doesn't want to play. She doesn't want to play? What's she doing? Where's Dolly? She's just sitting there looking at me. Looking at the pen. Oh, Deba? Where's that dolly? Where's that dolly? She just went for it. She just went for it. Where is she? Where's the dolly? You can't even really see. I hear an ollie. Oh. We got an ollie. we caught an ollie. Yeah. Always end up catching the other cat than the one I want. Why is it always the opposite cat that ends up at the bar? Oh, you're leaving now? Someone must be getting up. Alright, they're off. They've left. Why do I always catch the opposite cat than the one I'm trying to attract? It's like it's never the one you see that ends up going after the lure that you're trying to present. It's never the one you see that you're looking at that comes. It's always the other one that you don't see, ones that were hiding off in the distance. So this is, I don't even know how much power at this point. If it was daytime, it's a over 100 megawatts right now as it stands on the solar panels. Wow, apparently not even enough accumulators, or the accumulators aren't needed. That's what that means. The accumulators aren't needed on the output because I have plenty enough on the steam engines right now, and the wind turbines. This is fine. But my calculation is that this is about 300 megawatts. Or actually, maybe I should say, just to keep it simple, 250 megawatts consistent per thingy. That would mean I need 4 of these to replace 1 of these. But, of course, it is, this is a lot less performance impact. Having 4 of these is actually less of a performance impact than having 1 of these making power. Just in how the game handles the, everything. So let's get these bots back. Oh, are you done? Wow, they finished. My bros finished. Up top. Please. Continue. Continue to work wonders for me. Expand. Give me access to all of these squares. I want all of these squares. So that will place Roboport here. Along this line, and it will expand it further out. Yeah, being a friend is nice. As power, I did see that. Doing fuel oil based power, or doing the like vegetable oil processing off of being a friend. It is compact, but yeah, solar panels will always win for performance. They will always be better for performance. Now, what is limiting the red? Oh. What? Oh, I know it. I know. So, this is being limited by cobalt steel, and cobalt steel is being produced at 1 per second. Right now. That is here. when it gets produced. When/if it happens, it might not even be 1 per second. What is going on? Why are you, like, not? Why are you nodding? Did I even do 1? Hold up. You're supposed to be 1 per second, but for whatever reason, it's like pausing every so often. And I don't know why. Is it... No, it's not the processing of you. Weird. Oh yeah, I've also been expanding the storage on these so that I don't have to manually go out here to destroy these. Just a few little things to keep in mind. Alright. So I now have iron and copper ore on the network, as well as aluminium ore on the network, and alumina, and charcoal. It's great. Oh, and the cobalt steel, I guess. Meaning that now, after all of that work, discussing what I've done off screen, nearly an hour later, we can actually begin to work towards the acids on the network. So as I've mentioned, the nitric acid is going to require silver ore processing, and silver ore processing is, in and of itself, a leaching product. It will require givelite, crotinium, and bobmonium crystals. The bobmonium crystals will require sulfuric acid. The crotinium crystals will require hydrochloric acid, and the givelite will, of course, require hydrofluoric acid. Oh boy! Isn't that nice? Huh? Interesting how Helmod has decided to do this. Helmod has decided that it's not going to use the 26 point something sulfuric acid that the calcium sulfate will produce here to offset this back end stuff down here. Because this is making sulfur dioxide and lime. I can deal with the lime as well as the other stuff. Like I can deal with that now. It's wonderful. I actually have a way of dealing with this stuff. And it will end up producing a lot more sulfuric acid in the grand scheme. So let me have a look at everything that's going on here. You're going to need this stuff. So let me see how much... Wow, that's a lot of sludge. That's for 80? That's for 80. Like, I'm pretty sure I keep setting these defaults and they keep not defaulting. Actually, this was old. That would explain everything. Ta-da! All that for fluorite. Why does 8 fluorite make 80 hydrofluoric acid? Because that's a lot of sludge to use for such a small amount of output. Well, let me have a look. Because while Givelite itself, ugh, let me actually do this. Hydrofluoric acid, hexafluorosilicic acid. That's involved in silicon, or that's involved in lead. I'm not going to do that process. No. I will not be pellet press processing lead. Do I need ethyl benzene? Do I need this liquid rubber? Not a chance. No. Do I need any of this? Probably not. So, do I need hydrogen fluoride? Yes, for tungsten. As part of the ore processing, initial ore processing for tungsten. It is also a required component of the artificial puffer atmosphere. Oh. So yeah, I am going to want a little bit of this. But regardless, the vast majority is going to be used in this crystal leaching. And it really makes me want to just do this local to where I'm doing Givelite leaching / chunks. And here's why. Because the chunks produce wastewater. So if I bring up, say, silver plate, and if we break this down... Ooh, silver nitrate? Can I do that? Can I make that? Oh, that's nitric. No, I can't until after I have nitric. So if I break this down to U, and I very specifically look at the Givelite here for one plate. Well, so I think of it as Sea Block has infinite space and infinite resources. So if pellet press processing adds too much complexity, I may just say, okay, I'm just going to copy this and paste it somewhere else to give me more copper, as an example. Or if I need more iron, I will copy this and paste it over here to double my output of iron, instead of having to go through the entire process of increasing both of these to pellet press to get another gain of 50% over baseline. Like, to get not that much more by comparison. sometimes the increasing complexity is just not worth it in C Block specifically, because you have that infinite space to work with. And you have infinite resources to work with. Yes, pellet press iron is limestone, and I am not sure with the pellet press manganese, but that is also going to be a relatively expensive process. Pellet press copper, I think, is sulfuric acid as well. I may have looked at this. Pellet press. What do you? Yeah, anodes need the sulfuric acid. I did sort of look at that, but decided against it because I didn't want to do the sulfuric acid at the scale that it needed. At least not in the local. Uh, so, when looking at something like this, the fluoric wastewater can be used to return an amount of fluorite ore. You should be on Matrix Solver. Now, just thinking about how the fluorite ore return is, the fluorite ore is a 10-to-1 ratio. You get 10 times the amount of acid. I see that that does not quite equal 0.167, that is 0.12. So you will need to add more. Hello, Ollie. Welcome. Welcome, my Ollie. Did you eat? I think he just ate. There's the boy. Hello, Ollie. Yeah, did you eat? Did you enjoy? Did you enjoy your breakfast? How's my boy? Huh? How's that baby? Yes, there's that baby boy. He's a big boy. He's a big kitty. He's a big ferocious kitty. Such a ferocious boy. Such a ferocious boy, yes. Yeah, there's my baby. Do you see his stripes? Yeah, do you see his stripes? I see your stripes. You got striped. You've got black stripes. Black tabbies. On a dark gray fur coat. Ah. Once you see it, you'll never unsee it. Alright, coffee. Glorious coffee. So I think what the plan is I will be okay making a low amount, and what I'll end up doing is on the builds for Givelite, I will do both. I will import hydrofluoric acid, and I will reprocess the wastewater in those builds, the fluoric wastewater in those builds, to additional hydrofluoric acid, and essentially the stuff that's being brought in by train is going to be blocked by a top-up valve in those builds, so that I preferentially use what's being produced from the fluoric wastewater processing. Now, we still will have to do this, no matter what. And we will need to do this, no matter what. I want to start with this, though, because this is the easiest of any acid in the entire game. This is the absolute easiest of all of them. And thus why I will be doing this. Now, I am going to need a few more salination plants. I have a request. So, give me more of those. I need 30 chem plant 3s how many do I have on me? Of course, I only have 20. I need 30 of those. And I'm carrying only 20 electrolyzer 3s, so let me carry around 30. Not like I really need to carry around this many, because the construction bots can totally construct everything for me now, no matter where I go to build these. But I like doing that. Oh. One more thing. Before I go, you may or may not have seen it if you were looking at all the stuff in my inventory just now, but I do have Mark II locomotives. These locomotives are faster and accelerate faster. They have a higher max speed and have a higher acceleration power than our previous Mark I locomotives. If I look at the vehicles, the Mark I locomotive baseline has a max speed of 259 kilometers an hour and an acceleration power of 600. The new Mark II has 367 kilometers an hour top speed, as well as 900 acceleration power, 900 kilowatt. There is a Mark III locomotive once I get into blue circuits and titanium, and that one is even faster with even more acceleration power. So they will go zooming. They also have a efficiency multiplier on the amount of fuel that they consume. So the Mark II has a max consumption that is higher than the Mark I, but has an efficiency of 120%, which means that it actually makes better use of its fuel. 20% better use of its fuel than the previous level. Although an extra 150 kilowatts. What's that percentage? 150 over 600. It's a 25% increase in the amount of fuel consumption, but a 20% efficiency increase. So overall, this locomotive Mark II is going to consume fuel 5% faster than the previous tier of locomotive. An effective 5% difference, I imagine. That being logical. It might not be accurate, but that's what makes sense in my mind. So yeah, let's just go over here. We are going to be building out this guy in all of its glory. It will need a train station, which I happen to have this guy that's tucked in, that I've taken a liking to. It's a very, very, very small modification. Oh, would help if I had my nanobots. Get rid of all this belt. Whoops. In fact, get rid of the doohickeys. Because this is going to import a fluid. So basically, it's the standard. It's the standard setup, except I have slightly modified the right-hand side. Yeah. This is a regular turn from the blueprint book. It's a regular right-hand turn. This is the regular straight rail segment, but this is a single straight segment after the thingy, so it's a T intersection, a single straight rail, a right-hand turn, and then rather than another right-hand turn, in order to keep it, in order to not have to modify it too much, I just made my own turn here, connecting from here to here. And that's that. So, 32 salination plants. That's a few. This makes 1,000. Okay. Sure. This is fine. I am okay with this. Somewhat. 32. I'm going to divide this into... I would have liked to divide this into units of 4. So... What's 25 over 4? So we're going to end up with 32, 28, 16, 16 in the grand scheme. Because I have to think about pipe throughput. Speaking of pipe throughput, I did look at the Nullius mod. That actually just triggered the memory, because I was looking at Nullius, the page, mod page for it, and it brought up pressure as a concept. So that's what got me thinking about it. I have looked at it. I would like to play it at some point. Maybe it'll be next. Hello, Ollie. Ollie wants to play with a pen. Yeah. Hey. That's my pen. That's my pen. But that's my pen though. Huh? That's my pen. But that's mine. But it's mine. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's my pen. Huh? That's my pen. Why are you being so ferocious? You're ferocious, boy? You wanna bite it? You want a pot? You wanna bite it? You wanna play? You wanna play with it? Yeah. Da-ba. He wants it. He wants it. It's a pen. He wants the pen. He wants the pen. Oh boy. Bite, bite, bite. Bite, 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 bite. Yes, you're a biter. Hey, that's a claw. That's a claw. It's a good thing that your claws have... that I trim your claws. They're not as sharp. Yeah. What you doing? Why you biting? Why you biting? Why are you biting? Hey. Why you biting? It's plastic. That'll hurt your teeth. It'll deform, and it won't really hurt his teeth, but hey. What you doing? What you doing, Ollie? No, you still want it. You still want the pen. The pens are gonna move. The pens are going to move somewhere. I don't know where. Off to the side on the floor under stuff for now. Yes, my boy. Yes, disappointment. Disappointment. I know. I know. It's disappointing for the kitty. Is that... Nope. 8. So, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh boy. Okay, Yeah, that's a lot of water. Bing! Bing, bing! Thank you, Ollie. Thank you, Ollie, for the piano interlude. I'm going to stick with this, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have 2 sources of water, each one feeding 4 salination plants. Ta-da! Alright. I have substations now. Level 2 substations. I should put that on my hotbar somewhere. And I should absolutely make use of them wherever I can. Why did you go there? I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Potentially. One of 4. Two of 4. I should keep those separate. Yeah. Remember, the whole point is to keep the pipe throughput okay. Keep it separate. That's the point. Alright, that is step 1. Congrats, we have survived step 1. Actually making saline water. Now for step 2. Which is going to require a bit more space to work with. Let me prepare by placing down some additional power. Now let's try to work within these bounds of power so that I don't have to move these from being in their efficient locations. Okay, so this needs to be sets of... what now? Calculator? 7. 4 sets of 7. Hmm. One. 2. Meow. Meow. 3, 4. Meow. Dolly? Hi, Dolly. How are you? Yeah, you're meowing at me. What? What's the matter? What are you doing up there? How do you even get up there without me hearing you? That's the top of a bookcase. Of a bookcase full of light novels and manga and Game Boy games. Hi. How's the dolly? At least we get to see the dolly. What you doing? What you doing up there? Huh? Do. Do. Where's my dolly? Wee. Wee. How's my dolly? How's that baby? You're too far away for me to pet you or grab you, and that's probably on purpose. What you doing up there? Oh, you're just gonna sit there? Sit there, go to sleep? She has legit gone to sleep up there on that narrow ledge. Just like that, just went to sleep. Anyway. Enough of that. So there's Dolly. I will need output doohickeys. Yes, the doohickeys. The dewest. The dewiest of hickeys. And they will need to get pasted here as well. Because we need to deal with all of the sodium hydroxide. We also have to deal with excess hydrogen. There is an extra 500 units of hydrogen. Meow? What are you doing? Looking at the ceiling? Trying to get to the ceiling? You're gonna make me get up and grab you, aren't you? Aren't you, Dolly? Yeah. You're gonna make me have to grab you off of there, potentially. That's too high. Give a little lower. Just a tick. So that's those, pretty much. I really wish these were next to each other. Oh, well. Da. It just works. They'll go down and they'll do stuff. It'll be fine. They'll get voided very easily and very quickly. Question though is, do I keep that positioning? It's a bit of an offset there. I'm actually gonna cut this. No, don't steal. Don't steal from me. And I will paste it here. Just to keep it somewhat in line. I mean, yeah, I could push it even further back, but I don't think I care. Do. Aw, it's slightly offset. Ta-da! I guess I am... Yeah, that should work fine. Yeah. Planned. Planned, very specifically. It is for that. I want to do this next. Liquefiers. Really? Okay. Uh, my response there was because I noticed, hey, it's one each. It's one each. Purified water though. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I will need purified water. How much? 250. How much does one of these gib? How much do you gib in purified water? 200. That's not quite 250, now is it? So I'm gonna do... one tile back. The sigh. Whoops, that is not the position. That is the position. Oh. Ta-da! Bleedly. That is my alarm to indicate that we are halfway through today's stream. And therefore, it is time to take a brief break. Which, yeah, I need the break. There you go. Glorious and magnificent voiding of the sodium hydroxide. I'm sure that will be very painful for some people to see, but hey, you know what? This build is very specifically for hydrochloric acid. It is not a build specifically for hydrogen chloride. It is not a build specifically for sodium hydroxide. It is only for the thing. What? Oh, right. It is not for hydrogen chloride or anything else. There's a tungsten. What? Huh. That would be useful. It is not for any of these other things. It is for just the acid. Now, I will copy this build and paste it elsewhere for producing hydrogen chloride as well as producing the sodium hydroxide, dedicated sodium hydroxide, and dedicated hydrogen chloride versus hydrochloric acid. This is just for the hydrochloric acid, of which we still have another 2 steps to go. With that, I'm going to take a brief break, and I will be back shortly. I caught a dolly. I caught a dolly. Yes. How's a baby? How's a girl? How's that pretty baby, huh? How's my pretty dolly? Yeah. How's my pretty dolly with her pineapple? With her bell and her pineapple. It's backwards there. It's a pineapple. And she's got pineapples. Yeah, what's that? What's that? What do you hear? You hear the lawnmower? There's a lawnmower. There you go. There you go, Dolly. There's the Dolly. Finally got the Dolly. Ah. Now, as I get settled, we still have to do a whole bunch of chemical plant work. I'm actually thinking of doing it this way. Yeah, I am thinking of doing this way. And, actually, rather than splitting this into 4, it's gonna split into 2, so that I have, like 2 lines of 8 for 16 on here. And they will be vertical, and they will be split like so. So that's the hydrogen chloride, and then the other is going to be pretty much exactly the same, split out over here, except it's going to be this recipe instead. Yeah, this is fine. Half and half. One will go one side, one will go the other. All of these can be connected. Again, just looking at overall throughput. Oh, look, it's 1,000. Well, huh. Right. Hey, buddy. I heard you like water. I heard you like, pure water. That needs 5. 5 of these things. Huh. Well, alright then. I need 2 of these. Yeah. Break. And I need 2 of those. Alright. Ahem. Lots of pipe. Lots of pipe. Hello, bots. Thanks for the delivery. I should grab this pattern. For that. Okay, place all those. Then the fun. The absolutely fun part. there's hydrogen. Of which we get more than what we need. And then... chlorine. The chlorine can connect like so. But can't get this between. We're fingering it out. There we go. We've done it. Ta-da! Da-dee-dee-doo. Da-dee-da. Okay, one side goes to one. The other side will end up going to other. If at all possible. It's always possible. And that gives me 1,000 hydrochloric acid per second. For reference, there's something that's always bugged me. That's always bugged me with Angel's mods, and I haven't mentioned it yet, but I'm not going to forget to mention it. Hydrogen chloride and hydrochloric acid are both HCl. Hydrogen chloride is a gas version of HCl, and hydrochloric acid is the liquid aqueous solution of HCl. So, how does 2,000 units become 1,000 units? It means that the units are not atoms. It is literally impossible to do 2,000 to 1,000 if you're talking actual units of atoms in this chemistry, which my brain always thinks in the units of atoms when it comes to these numbers. No, these numbers are trying to emulate volume and density specifically. You have produced a more dense thing in the form of the phase change into the fluid. Well, you got the same-ish volume of fluid in the end as well, which is also You've somehow permeated 1,000 units of water with 2,000 thing of hydrogen chloride, and now you've got 1,000 units of hydrochloric acid. My point being, really no matter how you look at this, it's wrong. If it is a straight up volume thing, you're not going to have the same amount of fluid. You're putting in 2,000 of hydrogen chloride into the thing. It's gonna mean more. It's gonna mean more than the 1,000 pure water than what you start with. So, and then if you think in terms of atoms, you would have 2,000 atoms. Realism. Oh, uh-oh. My Streamlabs just refreshed on me. And I need to deal with 500 excess units of hydrogen. And they need to be dealt with back here on each side. So what's going to happen is that each side is going to have 2 doohickeys for voiding behind an overflow valve. that I will somehow position. Ta-da! Does that work? It should. I will want potentially to have some sort of like quote-unquote one-way valve pushing here and here, just to be sure that stuff gets used before it gets voided. And now everything is all clumped up. Give me that there. And up it can go. And over. Yeah, the stream hung up. The Streamlabs, for whatever reason, occasionally just, like, completely refreshes the window. And I think in that blip of a moment, it also stops sending the video whenever it does that. It's really weird and odd. Hello, Ave. Welcome. Oh, this is not that much volume of, like, space. This isn't much space. How much of this stuff do you think we're going to need over the course of the entire game? Because I could totally copy this whole thing and paste it down like 3 more times. Huh. In this same doohickey. Yeah. Let me see. First off, you replaced. There you go. Dang it, one tile. Always one tile. There you go. Enjoy the glorious, beautiful HCl. 1153? It should be 1,000. Did I really scale it that much? 1153, that's like the loss over distance compared to 1,200. Hold on, what are you? You're blipping. But you're around 1,000. Yeah, that's what you should be. And this is slowly decreasing. Nice. It's fine. We're good. This is supply. Depot HCl acid. Just to specify between what's hydrogen chloride and what's hydrochloric acid without having to write hydrochloric acid out all the time. Because they are the same thing, just different states. Where's the doohickey? That's the doohickey. Hi. Yay. Supply. Depot. Full cargo. Circuit condition. Auto magic. We just refreshed again! The Streamlabs just refreshed again. I don't know why it does that. It's awful. It's awful. It's the best there is right now out there for features, but it has its problems. A lot of problems, and they are directly attributable to the Streamlabs function of Streamlabs OBS. I've seen other people who've streamed on YouTube having similar issues, and they're somehow not recognizing that it's Streamlabs being Streamlabs as a problem. Yeah. They think it's YouTube having issues? No, it's Streamlabs. It's Streamlabs OBS. It does stupid things at times, like refreshing and causing your stream to blip. Well, that is HCl. The acid. Bundling into... Duh. Did they... Why, though? Hellmod. It has tips of the day. It has tips. I've never noticed, but it has tips. Alright. Let's find HCl. There it is. There we go. Saved. We are saved. So, I totally could copy the thing and just trim this part off and keep it as the hydrogen chloride, and then I would have, you know, 2,000 hydrogen chloride that I could then load onto a train. And I could also have the stuff getting made as well. The sodium hydroxide independently, but we'll worry about that when we really need it. Oh god, why? Why would you do this? Do you see what's happened here? Oh, I hate whenever this happens. So the robot delivering the big electric pole that would power the charging stations is trying to charge on the unpowered charging stations. And will never move from there. This is not an edge case. Why the hell has Factorio, the developers, not addressed this problem yet? Because this has been a problem for a long time. And it would apply in vanilla as well with expanding with roboports. The bots will try to charge at roboports that aren't powered and will end up having a robot that's trying to deliver the power pole that would power the charging station, the roboport, and it will get stuck on that roboport trying to charge. I have no idea if there's a bug already on this topic. Robots should not try to charge at charging points that are not powered. That's the point I'm trying to make. Robots should not attempt to charge at charging points that don't have power. It's like they can't recognize that the entity does not have power. It is the closest source of power to them when they need to recharge. So they will go to try to charge there, but it's not powered. So why is it attempting to charge at a place that is not powered? I don't know. I don't know. But it's a thing. And what you have to do is you have to then manually go out to place the thing to quote-unquote fix it when that happens. It's very rare. It's extremely rare. It's a lot of things have to line up for that to actually happen, he says, as he just said that it wasn't an edge case. I don't consider it an edge case per se. It's something can be rare and not be an edge case. It's something that can logically happen to the average person playing the game normally. I don't write bug reports. They don't pay me to test their game for them. Alright, off we go. We are going to make our robots work more. Whoops. I need a robo. I need more stuffs. Things. Go. Go. Be free. Give some stuff. Actually, why is all of that shown? Oh, because it's here? Ah, okay. In that case, don't. Don't there. Go there. No, it's my job to complain, not write bug reports. Alright. As I continue to plop all this stuff down, which I still need to keep doing, go all the way across, connect everything up. The holes in the center will get filled as I continue the expansion. Not to there, please. Yeah, as I continue the expansion, those little pockets will get filled. Alright, what do we want to do next? I guess the real question is, do I want actual sulfuric acid being provided onto my train network? Because I've been debating that immensely. Do I really want sulfuric acid on the train network? Oh yeah, we're less than ×1 speed now. We're under ×1 with all these. How many construction bots? 9,001. I can't help myself, but there's something very specific about that number. 9,001. We are legitimately over 9,000. On our number of construction bots. We are officially over 9,000 now. It's great. Great place to be. We're about a few 100,000 below what we need to be to maintain the rate of expansion I would like. But hey, getting closer. More. This is the only logical way to expand into a mega base on Sea Block. This is the only logical way of building a base in Sea Block in the late game. There is zero chance that you will be able to get me to walk out there to continue placing the landfill. I am not going to manually place the landfill anymore. Not now that I have bots. I refuse. I refuse to go out and manually place more landfill. That's just that no. Just no. And it's too much of a pain in the butt to go out and manually continue placing landfill. I will have hundreds of thousands of robots do the point for me. Why are there 1,200 free construction bots on our close to 10,000 bots? 9,915. Why are there over 2,000 doing nothing now? Do I legit have a bot for every single unit of stuff that I've placed? Like, there's legit 16k landfill right there. Alone. Like, do your jobs, guys. 15,000 units of landfill just in this one section alone. I've totally told them to place down 142,000. Most likely they're charging, yeah. See, it already went back down to 0. They're just yeah, I'm sure they're charging. After placing down a thing, they're probably charging. A fractal generator going on? Huh? Oh, yeah, with all the bots moving around. I like being able to have the vision on the bots where they're all going, where they're picking stuff up, etc., 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 etc. I've definitely got the landfill to place all these things, but yeah, I would like to have 142,000 robots, construction bots in my network. Technically no, half that, because each one holds 2 items. And then as I get upgrades to cargo capacity, they'll be able to hold more units at a time, and they'll be able to place things even faster. Remember that a while back, I remember the update where the Factorio developers changed the way that construction bots place tiles, in that it will respect the cargo size of the robot. When they plop down a thing, the game will look for a nearby additional spot with which to place another tile when they reach their destination for the first tile, and it'll just plop them together. It vastly improves the speed with which they can fill in tiles of stuff, be it landfill or be it cement as well. Oh god, can you imagine covering the entire map with concrete? It's completely unnecessary. I will not do it, because that would be several 100,000 tiles. Actually, over 1 million tiles to try to plop the stuff down. Alright. If I were to do sulfuric acid as sulfuric acid, how big of a build would that be? Say I wanted 1,000 units of this stuff. Made out of sulfur. Coming out of porous lime. Yeah, no. Just, to do something interesting here. Oh, right! I forgot about you. I forgot about you. Hold up. Fluorine. It can... yeah. Oh, the irony that it's less than the amount that I need for the 1,000. Oh, boy. Why are you that? Oh, because you are actually that. Okay. Huh. Is it just me, or does this seem like the better option as compared to the fluorine? Or the fluoride ore? Because, you know, the fluoride ore, it's going to need 80 sulfuric acid by itself, so we got all that back-end infrastructure anyway to get the sulfuric that's in here. Because when I look at this, it's not just that it's 75 buildings, 13.9 megawatts, versus this, which is far more buildings and megawatts. You also have to consider that this also needs 400 mineral sludge. And what's not broken down here is that adds a fair amount more power. If I can find this one, it adds 4 times 8 megawatts minimum. So it adds another 32 to that 14, and even more when considering the 80 or the however much sulfuric acid that's needed here. So really, best case, this is 46 megawatts versus 40.9 plus the lime here. And you get 750 sulfuric wastewater. Huh? The issue is, of course, this is aluminium silver. So we need to do this first to get silver, and then we can do this to get more hydrofluoric acid. Yeah, I think that's the solution. I think this is a much better thing to do. despite being, of course, 113 air filters. Yeah, and you get some carbon dioxide, and you get a whole bunch of hydrogen sulfide out of it that could also be converted into sulfuric acid. Like, a lot of this can be converted into sulfuric acid. There's a whole bunch of extra sulfuric wastewater and extra hydrogen sulfide. This is definitely one of those few circumstances where I would want to have my factory producing multiple things and like doing excess voiding to make sure that the system is constantly moving. I know I haven't really done that a lot, but C block being C block, I think this one's important enough that I would do that. Yeah, because this is actually a this is actually reminding me of Pyanodon's mods on some of the chemical processing stuff with Pyanodon's mods, such stuff in general that has multiple outputs, right? With stuff that you can void, but it's like you need all the things, but you also want to make sure that everything keeps moving. So it's like, okay, let's overflow void everything and make use of everything else. And keep the system moving, because ultimately in something like C block, where all of the resources are, infinite in quantity, and I was actually specifically referring to Pyanodon's mods C block there, where I've done that before. It can be useful. So, working still here. That's a few air filters. Just a few. I mean, I already have a build that gives me 500 sulfuric wastewater, don't I? So what's the ratio here? If I do 100, 200, it's effectively the same build, just pasted down separately, and I need the purified water. Okay. The what? Oh, I don't actually need the purified water, because the processing of the sulfuric wastewater produces more than enough purified water. Right. Yeah. Glorious. Input 25 lime. Lime. Where's the, wastewater? Could've sworn I looked at the wastewater earlier. What are my green red circuit per second numbers? I don't know. I've stopped paying any attention. Production over the last 10 minutes of the actual red circuits. It's... oh my. The red circuits are just over 1 a second. The greens are backed up, so it's a little hard to tell. Where are the greens? Electronic circuits. They're at 449 per minute for the green circuits. Wow, that's actually a lot. Hold up. That's 7.5 green circuits a second. And a bit over 1 total on the advanced circuit, but this is being bottlenecked by my phenolic boards. If I had sufficient phenolic boards, this would be closer to 3 per minute. I think. Yeah, it's more like 3-ish, 4-ish on the red circuits. You know, not that much. Not that much. Oh. Green circuits are completely backed up right now. Really? Oh, I can't change the limit in there. Oh well. Yes, I'm still doing phenolics out of wood to resin. Um, so, yeah, the resin... I mean, the wood is going to be here anyway for the wooden boards, right? Like, no matter what, I'm going to be doing the wooden boards out of wood. That's, like, no question. The thing is, the liquid resin is something I could do, and I have to do to get into fiberglass, to get into the blue circuits at some point. So this is going to get upgraded as I work towards blue circuits. The only question is, I am gonna have to do that after silver. Um, I'm gonna have to do that after silver, because I would rather do liquid resin 2 compared to 1, because it's a direct upgrade in that melamine comes from urea, and if I'm going to be doing urea anyway to get into liquid resin, then I may as well go that extra step. I mean, yeah, I could do the urea as is and do liquid resin 1. I mean, that's pretty easy, especially now that I have the red metal catalyst stuff on the network. This is trivial now to go liquid resin 1 and then upgrade to 2 when I get the silver. What about the problem is the formaldehyde. Alright, blah. What am I thinking? It's cobalt and titanium for the blue metal catalyst. That's going to take a while yet. I would be doing the resin 1 no matter what, and the resin 1 is even going to have to wait for the silver for the formaldehyde. Methanol is free, though, out of cellulose, which, oddly enough, you can do cellulose out of wood, but I wouldn't suggest it. And that'll give you resin and fiberglass from glass fibers. I need glass fibers, don't I? Um, so these other recipes... it's 10 to 1, so 10 liquid resin to 4 resin. That makes less liquid resin. That's not possible. That's not useful in the slightest. Why does this exist? That is a net negative. Why would one do that? No. No. Nuh-uh. Raw bio resin. You get 10 from one temperate tree. Okay. And or you get 2 trees and 4 bioresin from a temperate tree seed. Temperate tree seed. Temperate tree. How does one get temperate tree? Through plant life samples and alienated fertilizer and seeds. and seeds, and you only have a 50% chance of getting one. Woohoo! You can convert seedlings into temperate tree seeds directly from soil. That is fine. You can get soil out of mud and compost. You can get infinite quantities of both pretty easily. Why this gives trees, I don't know. I think that should be temperate trees, not trees. But whatever. Regardless, though, this 1 plus ethanol, which is simple. I'd rather do this. Yeah, and plant life samples are awful. Alien plant life samples, which we're going to need at some point. So, the way that you do that, you get 32 plant life samples from a garden. You have to get a garden. You have to randomly obtain a garden and then breed it with 30 samples. But then how do you get the samples in the first place? Because it's like, oh, you need the gardens, you need the gardens. You get the gardens from the map. So you can get the gardens from the map and convert them directly into plant life samples. But notice how you get 32 samples that you then have to spend 30 again with alienated fertilizer to +1 a garden. Yeah. One of those gardens loops back into the system, as does 30 of the plant life samples from spending the other garden to make 32. And you're spending mineralized water and alienated fertilizer. It is absolutely easy. Oh, what? Garden and stuffs equals 1 garden plus 1% chance of second? Here? Because that just says 2. Pretty sure this is 2. Helmod. Garden. This is 2. This is 2. This is precisely 2. And this 1% chance for any of them is if, for whatever reason, you don't have one. But you're always gonna have one. Yeah, the problem here is, like, the alien goo, which you're gonna have to do anyway at some point. Oh, look, it's our friend. Hydrochloric acid. Oh, hey, look, it's polluted fish water. Yeah, fishies. Fishies. We'll have to do that at some point. Red. Ooh, hello. Things. What's the tech level on the alien goo? Goo. I have it already. It's at green. All of this is at green science. You need it to get into, like, the actual biome planner techs. which give you upgraded stuffs. Gives you access to all of the farming to begin with. We need to go down that route because that's how we need to get into hatchery and to get into the biter refugiums to get modules in the first place. All of this is stuff we still have to do. No matter what, we have to do it. Alright, let me stop with all of this stalling for the moment. Copy this monstrosity of a behemoth of stuff. Plop it down in here. Get rid of you. This should be 500 doohickeys. 500 of the sulfuric wastewater per second, but I will need to make a few adjustments once I plop it down somewhere. Oh, are you done? My bots are done! I have just noticed the bots are finished. I would like to change it to be blue and change it to be blue on these. It would reduce the total number of buildings there. Increase these to blue would reduce the total number of buildings there. The number of air filters is still 75, but it would reduce that to 13, that to 17, that to 13, down from 17, 20, from 20 down to 13, and from 23 down to 17, just by going up to blue levels. Do I have... Oh yes, I can also do that. I don't have the red for the baseline blast furnace. What level of blast furnace? That's 2. Yeah, 2 to 3, please. That should help. Also, I'm not doing the blue inserters yet for whatever reason. Yo. Or am I? Am I? Express stack inserters. I am. I'm not doing express filter stacks. I will want to have those. I want to have some of those on hand. So go ahead and bring them. Make them and bring them. Okay. Ta-da. I. And then, oh yeah, the 3 hydro plants as well will convert the stuffs. Convert to the doohickeys. Isn't it so nice just to be able to copy and paste down this build and then not have to actually go and build it myself because I've got so many construction bots they can just do the entire thing for me very quickly. Alright. So from there it's, as I said, 17 of these. That is that many, so go ahead and do that. Trim. That's 17 of those doohickeys. 13 of these. That's the last 4. Okay, I can trim you. I can trim that back. I can trim that back. And then 13 here. That's to there, huh? All of that. Okay. Whoops. Go there. Go that way. That will be that. And then everything else is fine, right? So we've got 20 of those doohickeys. I guess things will need to get power. So go ahead and connect that to power and let it start working. It won't work though because I need filter frames. What the hell are you? Ah, it's solid fuel. So I need a solid fuel brought in separately. I will need to void the carbon dioxide. Hello, Ollie. It's time for that musical interlude of the Ollie joining me on the lap. Hello. Hello, my boy. Do 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 do. Yeah, he's sleepy now? Did he play himself out? Did he run around and play until he was tired? Now he wants to be on the lap with me. Oh, now he wants to be on the lap. He's up against my belly. Hi. Hello. Oh, there goes. There goes the Ollie. He's plopped. He's plopped himself down now. Yes, my ferocious boy. Yes, ferocious baby. Yeah, he's pretty boy. He's pretty boy. He's pretty boy. He's the most social. He's more social than his sister. Yeah. Despite being more aggressive than his sister, he is far, far more social. Don't know why that's not connected to anything, but there we go. Okay. From here... yeah, I did mention I do need filter frames. The filter frames, I actually think I have a doohickey, but I need a lot more than what I think I've set it up for previously. Where are you? Here. Here, somewhere in here, anyway. Ta-da! Hello, logic. I'm gonna plop it there. So rather than 200, we're gonna go with like 800 for the moment to flood into the system. Actually, you know what? More than that. More than that. 2,000 filter frames. We're gonna cut that, and then we're gonna plop it such that the bots can deliver to it. So we're going to plop it there and give it power. And that should be within logistic bot area. This will need a train station, and it will bring in fuel, solid fuel, and send out sulfuric acid. I think that I will keep my normal train station for this, despite potentially not having too much space. That's gonna be a thingy in for this. That's fine. Hello? Yeah, you're licking me now? You're licking me now? He's grooming. He's grooming, and then he'll occasionally turn around and lick me. Like, lick my belly or lick my arm. Yeah, you're making yourself pretty. You're making yourself pretty, my pretty boy. I don't know why, but they just... Both of them, both of the cats will come into my lap and then just start grooming in my lap. It's like, oh yes, I'm your bathtub now? Great. I am your bathtub, I guess. Here come the bots with all of the things. It's glorious. You licked my belly. You're licking my shirt. Why are you licking my shirt? Oh yeah, they have to build the station. That's right. That is right. I need the station, and then I need... you! Yes, you! The beautifulest of beautiful stuffs. Do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Ta-da! You would assume starting on solid ground with the resources as patches is much less of a struggle than Sea Block. Yeah. Yeah. So Sea Block, by its nature and in what it does, makes a number of changes to angels. So, and this is something that does occasionally come up with, like on Angels Discord, some people complain about certain balance elements that aren't actually in Angels, but were a change made by Sea Block. And there's like this constant struggle of, hey, that was actually a change in Sea Block, buddies. And it's not something we're responsible for. So yeah, just expect with a number of recipes that things are a little, different in a standard Angels playthrough by comparison to this. But a standard Angels playthrough is significantly easier. Angels Bob's playthrough, I should say. Although technically you can play Angels by itself now. I haven't done that, though. It's just that you are on a standard map where you have resource patches. You are going to be limited by the rate at which you can mine those resources, and then process those resources where you've mined them. In this, there is zero limitation as to how much of any individual resource you have, and there is no limitation on where you can process those resources, because the resources are made on demand wherever you want them. The cost is space. And the start is incredibly slow. The start is supremely slow in Sea Block. It takes a lot to get through, a lot of time to get through the start. It's a little obnoxious. So we're at 257 peak output on these solar panels right now. By the time it's done, it should be in the 300 range off of all these. Okay, how are we? How are we looking? That needs to be D-charcoal at sulfuric acid. This will be S-sulfuric acid. D-sulfuric acid. And then we're gonna make sure that that is powered, that I've got whoops, wrong way, buddy. This is why I want ultimate belts, by the way. Like, this is exclusively, well, one of many reasons, but the best top-end reason to use ultimate belts mod. The undergrounds are amazing. I like the undergrounds. They're pretty nice. I was a tile off. There you go. There you go. Constructobots! Construct for me! Ah, glorious. Now, I need to plop this line down. This is a very important line of landfill. Come on, game. Come on, game. You're struggling. You're struggling at the 20 some odd frame per second rate, but yeah, then we can do this all the way across as well. May as well do it. Start working. This is technically starting work on the next set of squares above. Whoops. There, we're gonna have to do that Control Z a few times. Z, 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 Z. There we go. Right, so I have to wait now for the landfill to place on each of these. I then have to place this again, like go do this thing again, placing more of these, like, over on this side of things, somewhere over here. And what that'll do is it will allow me to then plop down the straight line in here, and it will progressively just keep building out until eventually all of this is filled in. It takes a few steps. Everything in phases. And then it takes longer and longer as we get bigger and bigger and keep expanding in all of the directions. Note, however, I want to keep my mall central. So I have my mall right here. We have 3 to the left. We now have 3 to the right. We have 2 down that are complete, and we have 2 up that are complete. So clearly, once this set is complete, we'll have 3 up complete, and so the next area I will expand is down, and I will complete these 3 squares going down. And then we can figure out, well, what direction do we want to keep going from there. Okay, let me see here. Now that that has a name, we can set that to bring in charcoal remotely. Alright. There we go. That will bring in the charcoal. Why are you not placing those? Don't know. Come on. Come on, Constructo bots. You can do it. I know you can do it. They're not doing it. They're nowhere near. Oy. There are construction bots assigned to this. I would have alerts to tell me that they're not assigned. Alright. Alerts. Alerts. This is lack of resources. It's a few units of stuff that's needed here. 12,000 solar panels plus as part of that build. Okay. Next, I want to. Okay, quick note. Note how much space that uses. The rest of the build. If I go ahead and pin this, so all of that I just pasted is that part of the build. There are 7 buildings left to convert this into sulfuric acid. This into sulfuric acid. 7 more. Meaning that I can fit, quite possibly, another... How many? How many exactly on the build? 1, 2, and potentially even 3. 1, 2. I can fit like 3 more in here and actually get 1,000. Not 1,000, but, you know, 800? 800 sulfuric acid in a single square, but that's a lot of buildings, and I want to make sure that I finish the build beforehand. So, to the car! Vehicle! I need you. Yes, I don't like the feeling of wasted space with these types of layouts. It feels like I've wasted space, but it's room to expand within the thing before having to tile it. And I'll accept that. It doesn't really limit my size. It's more that it's a too much space for my liking. Because I can take the entire thing. So if I know that this makes 800, okay? If I have copied this little factory here plus this 7 more buildings, then it's making the sulfuric acid, and I copy this 3 more times in here, I know that then this entire square makes 800. So I can copy the entire square and paste it in any other square in the base, and know that I've then added 800 more each time I do that. Alright, I guess I haven't done that, so it's actually 7, 8, 9, 10 buildings that get added here. Ah, good. You are existent, but you're not moving. Why? Oh. You know, what would help immensely would be having a source of viscous mud water. This is 2, right? Ultimately. Yeah, off of... Not mud. Off of you. Off of 1 pump. this layout is merely a means of trying to keep organized to an extent. My biggest problem is not that it's limiting how much I can do in any one given square. It's more so hard to keep the it's hard to make an individual unit that fits elegantly within inside of the square to make the best use of that space possible. I end up with a lot of white space, a lot of empty space in these factories, and it's like, well, how the heck am I gonna put more stuff in quickly, right? Because I'm lazy. I want to be able to put stuff in quickly and easily. And then once I've filled up the space as best I can, then I know, okay, I can just copy and paste the whole thing somewhere else and improve my production. Okay, Ollie. Ollie is leaving. He's going to the desk. Ah. So. That was just checking that it is in fact 1, and then, of course, I need to void how much? How much? 312 and a half? Okay, that's... I don't even remember how much is voided in a single one of these guys. I don't even remember. It is not going to show me, apparently, the recipe info. An amount. 100 per tick, and each craft appears to happen in half a second, so it's 200 each, I think. So I only really need 2. The third one is not happening, and that's as expected. I'll keep the 3. 'Cause whatever, man. Ta-do. Ta-da. Don't forget oxygen. Right, yeah, I will need oxygen. Oxygen from you. And you. That's not that bad, actually. I still think I could fit another 3 of these in here. I'm not carrying any of these around anymore. Oh. 9. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Oof. Of course it always goes over. Easier just to do 10. Hey, remember the days when you had to actually remove the thing first? Hey, do you remember when you had to actually, instead of being able to just do that, when you would have to have the thing selected, right-click to delete, place, right-click, place. That used to be required. Now it's just a matter of fast replace. Just do the thing. Alright. From here, side to side. However many, 5 of you. That needs to be spaced every other. And, I'm gonna keep that on the inside, that on the outside. I will need 2 flare stacks. you. Ah, it would have been nice if it could have extended downwards, but oh well. There we go. Ta-da! It fits. It fits nicely. Enjoy all that stuff for the oxygen. I need all of this voided. How much of this is there? 100, so that's 1 clarifier. And then the purified water will get overflow voided. And I will need 2 on the overflow void. Because each one is 160. That's that. Now I can space these out on the stuffs. Now it's 4 into 3. Ooh. Oh, ooh. This hasn't been registered for the new feature. That's a little disappointing. I will need to fix that, potentially, myself. Enjoy the oxygen. And that, I dare say, is that. Blue science is where I'm at. I am nowhere near purple. Yeah, I'm nowhere near pink, purple, and yellow. Heck, I haven't even done military science yet. We still need to do the military science. We can do that at any time, though. That's not particularly high on the to-do list. And the last thing to do is to get a locomotive. 2 locomotives on the network. 1 locomotive on the network at the current rate. Supply, depot, full cargo, and circuit condition. Auto magic. And, yeah, so that is, of course, going to be that. The the pink science is apparently relatively easy. The pink science is flying cargo kits and combined memory cells, which need a universal transport engine and automated storage. That's titanium. So pink science is titanium and blue circuits. Pink science is titanium and blue circuits, and we do not have to worry about any byproducts whatsoever. And it's gold. So gold, titanium, cobalt, steel, blue circuits. The purple science is going to need red circuits, red wire. Okay. Stuff I've got. Silver. Green wire. Naphtha. Okay. Red circuits. And again. And waste products. And a what? Oh, okay. 4 sulfur out, 120 sulfur dioxide in. That's fine. This is fine. This is okay. Biosilicate extract. Yeah, all of that. Blast furnace. Okay. This stuff is also going to have a byproduct to deal with. This stuff will also have byproducts to deal with, and it needs tungsten. Glorious, beautiful tungsten. Plus titanium and rubies. Yeah, we need all that too at some point. Yeah, you flare the excess, I guess. Or you get something or other in the system. So right, I have not connected up all of that. Or that. And that is that. We're good now. Everything is awesome. I now have sulfuric acid on my train network along with HCl. We're halfway there. We got 2 of the acids and made plans for hydrofluoric. And we sort of have an idea of what we're going to do there now. As my base continues to expand, I can officially get these placed on those 2. Not on these quite yet. But you can see here that the thing I have to do is plop that guy down, and what ends up happening is, oh right, I have to do that. Because it gets this guy, and it pushes enough in that I can get enough space for more roboports that are like here and here, something like that. Anyway, with that, it is time to end the stream for the day. I would like to very much thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Shubut. If you've enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button, as well as supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushubut, if you're so inclined and able. I will be playing more Dyson Sphere program tomorrow, and more of our Factorio Sea Block playthrough on Thursday. I hope to see you all on the next